Oh. Uh. What's up, lords and ladies? Doing something a little different today. We're going to try something brand new, something you can do easy on the weekday. I've got simple recipes to go through. I'm going to call it something simple, something silly. Let's call it nightly meals. Do you get it?
Yes, you're not that clever.
Yeah! All right. Anyway, this meal today is going to start off something super simple. Something I've been talking about in the last video. Maybe some rice. Let's do some shrimp and rice. How easy is that? Let's find out. All right, lords and ladies, here we are. So, our basic ingredients for today are, we've got some peeled, thawed shrimp. We've got a frozen selection of vegetables. Choose your favorite. Doesn't matter which, they all work. I've got some onions or some shallots. Nice, sliced up, nothing fancy at all. I've got a whole wad of green onions because a good paladin knows to not waste food. Whatever's going in the fridge, throw it in there. Seasonings today, we have sweet chili sauce. We have oyster sauce. We have soy sauce. We also have some salt, some of Pixel the Paladin's super duper ooper secret nuclear 9000 Walla Walla Bing Bang chili oil sauce, and a pinch of MSG. Dun 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 dun. I also have a rice cooker going with rice. Wow, look at that. So these are simple ingredients. How do we cook them? How do we cook them? It's really simple. You need a vessel. A vessel such as this. Please ignore my dirty kitchen. You need a big pan. If you don't have a big pan, what about a little pan? If you don't have a little pan, I promise you that's clean. How about a frying pan? And if you don't have a frying pan, you're making this difficult, I'll tell Wally on you. What I'm going to use today is a carbon steel wok pan. Now, this is very simple. It's very thin. You can actually find these very cheaply. I just checked. You can find them online anywhere from $20 to $35. I highly recommend it if you have a gas burner. Again, that's clean. Don't look at it. I'm going to use one of these today. I'm also going to use my trusty Rusty, the most versatile tool in the entire kitchen. Sound effects be damned. This guy right here, don't worry about the brand. Worry about the scoop, the mini shovel. It is the best stir fry guy you can find. All right, well, we're going to go in with that. And then maybe, just maybe, there might be some, oh, well, there's probably going to be some sesame seeds, but there might be another ingredient that I think I'm missing, maybe? Anyway, let me check. I'll be right back.
Do you mind?
Sorry, buddy. What the hell are you doing in there? Yeah. All right. We have all of our ingredients assembled. My rice is cooking away. We're going to give this a shot, huh? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn my stove on high. If you don't have gas, don't worry about it. You don't need gas to do this. Get a nice flat bottom frying pan, something just like this guy. Doesn't have to be this brand, doesn't have to be anything like this. Something nice and flat. Put it on your induction stove, get it really hot. So, what I want to do is, I want to first go after my vegetables. What's the number one thing we should do before we start any amount of cooking? A very chefly thing, a very knightly thing, mise en place. Everything in its place. Who taught me that? I don't remember. Anyway, frozen vegetables. No seasoning, nothing yet. This is going to be really simple. I'm going to take my wok pan, and I'm just going to throw these in. You might hear some sizzling. Might hear some cooking. Not a big deal. What we're going to do is we're going to throw our vegetables in, along with our onions, or shallot, or whatever. But Pixel, why frozen? Why not fresh? Because frozen is readily available, and you can get them kind of everywhere. You can also get frozen and keep frozen in your freezers of any variety. They don't have to be broccoli. They don't have to be carrots. They can be yellow cucumber, blah, 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 blah. Who cares? So we have veg in. Next, some salt. Why salt? We are adding salt to draw out moisture. Moisture is the enemy of flavor. In here, we have salt. I have all my veg. Flame is on high. We are going to sweat this down. And it might take 10 minutes. It might take 10 minutes, and that's okay. Cooking takes a little bit of time. Good food is worth the wait. Okay, what am I going to do next? I'm going to take a small bowl, I hope. Like this one. This is a big bowl, but you don't have to have a big bowl. You can have a small bowl. I'm then going to take sweet chili sauce. Can be any brand, any variety. Choose your favorite. Not a big deal. And I'm going to add a bunch of that right in there. Measure carefully. Oyster sauce. What is oyster sauce? Whoa! What's it sound like? Oyster sauce is oyster and shellfish extract. If you are allergic, obviously, do not do this recipe. It's got shrimp in it, and oysters, and probably some other stuff. And it is a very strong flavor that I really, really enjoy. Is this brand my favorite? No, but I tried lots of them. Why do I try lots of them? Because you should try all kinds of food. It's a big world out there. Go crusading. Go try stuff. There. It's actually done. Sweet. Recycle if you can. Next is soy sauce. Some salinity. I'm going to check my vegetables. I'm not too worried. They're sizzling away. A little bit of soy sauce for some salt. Throw that back in the fridge. Waste not, want not. A pinch of the dreaded MSG. I am not going to lecture you on why MSG is not bad for you. It's not bad for you. And then I'm going to take a spoon and I'm going to mix this up. And then I'm going to do the most dreaded thing of all. I'm going to taste things as I go. Can you believe that? Am I allowed to do that? Now, to the more astute viewer, I might be missing just a little bit of sesame. Okay? What goes good in all kinds of things? Sesame oil. Again, can be any brand. Just a little bit. There we go. Measure carefully. I'm going to check out my veg. Wow. See, we're not even close. We're not even doing any damage here. We got a little color on one thing. That's it. It's hard to do one-handed. Okay. Back in action. Okay, back to our bowl. Also, in case you don't have it already, hot mitts are wonderful. This is just a hot mitt. All right. That's starting to wilt down nice. Let's take a look at this. Again, sweet chili, oyster, soy, and a little bit of sesame oil. That's my rice. Woohoo! Best invention ever is the rice cooker, probably. Maybe not. Check back in on the veg. So our veg is looking really good, right? Veg is looking great. We've got some wilted. Everything's kind of starting to caramelize. We're getting all the moisture out of there. Everything's looking really nice. Everything's about to play nice. So, our rice has just popped. I'm going to go pull the lid on that, and I'm going to show you what comes next. All right. Rice out. Green onions in. Boom. Green onions are in. I am now going to take a big spoon, and I'm just going to, with a hot mitt, of course. Ignore that. Because we are not just a paladin on the crusade for taste. We are a paladin also on a crusade for safety. Food safety is extremely important, and I don't need to lecture you on it all day. But seriously, folks, hot things are hot. Take your time. Awesome. We're going to take some sesame seeds. We're going to throw some sesame seeds in my rice. Why? Because I like sesame seeds, and sesame seeds taste good in things. And a lovely nutty flavor. I could work on my camera angle some, Wally. Holy crap. All right, and there's our rice finished. Okay, next, shrimp. In the meanwhile, I have taken my veg out, placed my veg in a bowl, and now I'm going to go back, heat on high, and put my shrimp in. Now, shrimp are very quick cooks. You have to be mildly careful with shrimp. You have to get shrimp from a good quality, as best quality as you can. Doesn't matter if they're fresh, doesn't matter if they're frozen. If they're frozen, obviously thaw them. You can thaw them under gentle cold running water. You can thaw them as long as they're not out for longer than 2 hours. Anything over 2 hours must be thrown away. Food safety. So, pan, hot, real hot. And then we're gonna go in. Woo! Now, I'm washing my hands in the meantime because you do not want to contaminate your food. That is raw shrimp. Raw shrimp is bad for you. I am going to spread my shrimp out in my pan. Now, once my shrimp has been spread out in my pan, it looks something just like this. I'm going to move really quickly here, so pay attention. I have some seasoning, whatever kind of seasoning you like. If you have a lovely Asian seasoning, do it if you want. If you don't, don't. Because what we're going to do next, in here just a second, is we're going to add all of our sauce to this bowl. So, you can tell some things are happening. I can smell that things are hot right now. We're gonna give this a quick toss. Flip my shrimp over, and I'm gonna come grab the camera because this is that quick. That was what, maybe a minute and a half, and they already look like that. Obviously, something just like this one needs a bit more time, but the rest of these look okay. You're just gonna count to some extra time. If you have some extra time, give it a little extra time. We're not afraid of it. The shrimp look lovely. Nothing wrong with this here. We're on high heat. We're just gonna make sure everything's cooked. Obviously, if we were to take a quick peek right in there, that guy's probably not totally done. That's all right. We have time. We put everything in its place before we started. Mise en place. God, I feel like such an old man trying to teach people that, but where we are. All right, shrimpies are looking great. I'm gonna give my shrimp 15 seconds. Done. I'm going to remove these into the pan with the vegetables. Now, that is screaming hot. Into that goes my sauce mixture. Try not to let the bowl. Just kidding, you can with this. Yummy. Hey, here we go. So, why did I put the sauce in a screaming hot pan? And why am I stirring it around? So, anything that was built up in this pan, any of the little burn marks, any of the char on the vegetables, the char on the shrimp, the char of your dried seasonings is going to interact with this. And then very quickly, the moisture is going to release this from the pan. Now, what if you don't have your your shovel scoop guy? What if you don't have this wok pan? What if you don't have any of this? What if you really are just using one of these? Well, then very, very simply, a spatula. But remember, a good soldier, a good knight is only as good as their tools. Keep your utensils sharp, but your skills sharper. Hey, the sauce is now bubbling away at a very thicker viscosity. So, in here, everything is getting thick, everything's getting hot and molten and happy. I have scraped up the bottom of the pan with my super duper ultra mega guy. And then now, I have shrimp and veg. The shrimp are 85% cooked. The veg are done. I'm gonna take all of these, drop them all back into the viscous sauce. Now, the goal, if I can manage to do this, is to then toss everything in that luscious, thick, beautiful sauce where the carryover heat is going to make sure everything is cooked. So we are still cooking things. Everything is hot. I have not turned down my wok. We've had to move quickly because that's why stir fry is good. Okay, I'm gonna let that bubble, trouble, and toil away. And then, let's take a quick peek in here. There seems to be a definitive lack of something. A lack of je ne sais quoi. A lack of spice. Oh. What is that? Is that a hot sauce? Could it be? I don't think I've ever had one of these before. I don't think I've ever had a hot sauce ever. Right, Wally? Buddy? Well, he's fine. Red Eye, spicy miso. I thought it might go good with rice. I'm gonna kill the heat, boys and girls, and I'm gonna plate everything up. I'll be right back. All right, lords and ladies, here we are. We have the last few things we're gonna do. So let's take a lovely picture here. Let's take a lovely look. That is our completed shrimp and rice. Now the rice was very simple. The rice is just follow any packet directions. If you have pre-cooked, not a problem. If you have a rice cooker like me, make it yourself. But obviously everything else here came together pretty quickly. We have a lovely sauce, if I lick my finger. Yep, that's really good. We have a hot sauce next to it. We have some chili oil next to it. We're gonna deck this thing out with some hot sauce. Some Red Eye spicy miso hot sauce. I wonder if this is any good. That's probably too much, but I don't really care. It was really good. Ooh, that's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna take my super duper mega awesome nuclear goober goober mega bonanza chili sauce and oh no. Oh, what a shame. Oh goodness. Wow. What a bummer that would be. What a bummer that looks like, huh? Dang. Well, this has been Nightly Meals, boys and girls, lords and ladies. If you like what we're trying to do, if you like this new format, if you want to see me cook something else very simple, I'm probably going to. If you want to see me cook something else, put it in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe. Don't bother Wally. Bother me. All right. Till next time, lords and ladies, I'm salivating so hard I can barely talk. Till next time. Anyway. So stupid. Let's try again. Ow, my fucking knee. Ouch. What the hell is that? Oh, I know what that is. Never mind.